Hi everyone, I hope you're doing great today. So, there's something very, very important that I think I need to address right now. Okay, I could have actually waited to do a proper video on this, but I said, no, I'm not gonna wait. I have to just put that out there. Okay, so someone had reached out to me and was asking me if it was okay for a Christian. In fact, a member of our online group known as Chastity International, who had taken a vow of chastity, if it was okay for her to indulge in some type of phone sex with her fiance, who is several thousand miles away from her. I mean, the only way they get to share this emotional kind of stuff is when they have to go on video call. Video call has become so popular these days. And I was telling someone some time ago that, not too long ago, that video call has become the new portal for pornography. And it is true, all right? So this person was asking me, is it okay for this our sister to indulge in this? She called it mutual masturbation, but it's actually a phone sex, and it's also a masturbation activity. And my answer to her was an emphatic no. You cannot do that. It is more dangerous than anything you can ever think of. And I'll explain this to you right now, okay? So, if you have followed me long enough, by now you already know we've established beyond any reasonable doubt the fact that when you masturbate, you are actually having sex, making love to a demon, having sex with a demonic entity. Because sex takes two. It takes two to indulge in a sexual intercourse. You cannot have sex by yourself. What you did not know is that whenever you masturbate, you are making love to a demonic entity. And the moment you make love to a demonic entity, you don't need to do traditional marriage, you don't need to do court wedding. That first encounter, you are married to that entity. That's how you start having a spirit wife, a spirit husband, and all these kinds of nonsense that has messed up so many people's lives. Now, when you are engaged to be married to somebody, and the person is far from you, or you are even married already, and your partner is driven far away from you, and you guys continue to do this phone sex thing, let me tell you what is going to happen. Because it always leads in masturbation, the demonic entities who are desperately in need of the emotional energy you have, which you give out to them for free, they will ensure that both of you never get together for any reason. No matter how hard you try, even if there was nothing, no reason why you guys should stay apart for too long, you're going to end up staying apart for such a long time that it will almost look like you're no longer married, or as if the marriage is no longer going to happen. I mean, do you blame them? You are pouring out your precious energy, which they need to be able to operate in our realm, and you think they're going to let you come begin to share that with your partner. Originally, this energy that we give to them, this energy is meant to be shared with the person we are legally married to. When you put that energy and share it with your partner, all right, your legal partner, what happens is that it re-energizes both of you. It nourishes both of you. It re-empowers both of you. When one person is weak and you come into a place of sexual intercourse, love making, you are refiring to be able to refocus. Okay, you are re-empowering one another. You nourish, you replenish one another. That's what it's meant for. But when you give it out in masturbation, you lose, you gain nothing. If it was your partner you're giving it to, it is there for you. She will use it to to actually nourish you. And if you're a man, you are using it to replenish her. So both of you gain. That's why the Bible says one will chase 1,000, two will chase 10,000. This is real. Haven't you wondered why preachers will preach or pour out their virtue and energy, preaching and helping people, and all of a sudden they become extremely drained and tired? And you should expect that a person who had just finished preaching and performing miracles, the real miracle, not the fake ones, and then suddenly they become tired, you would expect that they would want to just rest. But it is at the time of pouring out so much, it is at that point of absolute weakness and tiredness from this activity that the man actually needs sex the most. How can you be needing sex when you are tired? Because what you pour out every day is going out of you as a virtue wrapped in emotional energies. That's what happens to preachers. That's why a lot of preachers are endangered. The real preachers endangered when they pour out the most. That's their most vulnerable moment. Because this energy goes, look at what happened when somebody touched the garment of Jesus Christ in the Bible. He knew that a virtue has gone out of him. That type of virtue is what happens, and the only way you replenish that virtue is if God is not miraculously doing that for you through the Holy Spirit. You are going to have to indulge in a sexual intercourse with a legally bonded partner, and that energy will come right back on again. Because when you are dropping these things, when you are even talking, energy is going out of you. And how do you replenish that? It's emotional energy. Emotional energy is everything to any human being alive. Emotional energy is just who we are. Can you imagine how that God took a log of clay and transformed it into flesh and blood? Have you wondered what is it that happened to clay? You have seen people who do clay works, potters and stuff like that. You take a clay and mold it together and make it look like a human being, and all of a sudden it is now flesh and blood. It is the supernatural, powerful energy of God that was breathed upon that log of clay that transformed us into the flesh and blood that we are today. And that energy that God used to transform us and made us a unique creature, and made us, custom made us for this earth. That energy is what the devil is looking for every single time. They need it. They are desperate for it, because without it, they will not be able to operate well within our realm on earth. That's why they need it desperately. Like I always joke, I said, you see how the colonial masters can never do without the resources and treasures in Africa? That's how the devil cannot do with the emotional energy of man. So the easiest way they suck up this energy is through sexually related activities. And masturbation is the most prominent of them all. And of course, like I said in one of my other videos, masturbation is also used as a means of activating ancestral curses that are from your background. Remember, when you cross the age of innocence, the devil comes to present you a book of death from your background. If you come from a background where there's a lot of ancestral curses, and when they present the book to you, they use masturbation. The moment you masturbate, your name is written in that book. So everything your ancestors suffered, everything that every other person is going through in your family, you have become one of them. You become a candidate for failure. You become a candidate for backwardness. You become a candidate for poverty. Everything. Spinsterhood, not being able to marry or settle down or live in marriage. This is what is happening. So they are going to ensure that you never ever come together, whether you are engaged or you are already married. The distance will grow wider and wider and wider and wider the more you continue to do this phone sex, because you are giving the energy to these demons, and they are so jealous. They don't want you to come together with the other person. In fact, for some people who are already married, most of the time they are the ones behind you having to travel. They can create a situation to make it look so desperate, and you're like, babe, I need to travel so that we can get some more money. I need to go somewhere. And immediately they separate you with your family. And once they separate you, boom, the next minute you come with phone sex. And once you start with that phone sex, you are masturbating. But you are not only masturbating now with your wife, you're masturbating also even on your own, because the doors have been opened. The demons will now take full advantage of both of you. And say, for instance, your wife doesn't even masturbate with you, but she just gets herself naked just to help you to masturbate. Watch what is going to happen. They're going to turn around and begin to make her sick. They will punish your wife. Whether she is a distance away or she is in the same house with you, they will punish her. Some lady called me and said, oh, look at all the village people that are attacking me. They even gave me breast cancer. They're giving me lumps in my breast. I said, no, wait. I said, what is going on? I interviewed her and I said, your husband is the problem. Because your husband spends more time at his job than he does with you. All that time, the guy is masturbating. And by masturbating, the spirit he's married to, that he's making love to, is ready to destroy you and kill you. They inflict you with diseases. They inflict you with all kinds of stuff. Some of you don't know why when you come close to your partner, you want to make love to your partner. If you're a man who doesn't work. But as soon as you turn to porn and want to masturbate, the guy comes up and he stays up until everything is done. You're a woman, you want to make love to your husband. As soon as he comes close to you, suddenly you have dryness. Suddenly there's no interest. Suddenly you are irritated. Why? Because these forces don't want you to ever have any sexual, emotional relationship with your partner. This is the one you're even living in the house with. Because one person is masturbating. If you want to draw closer to your partner, if you want your marriage to be successful, do not allow masturbation to be in the mix. It is a powerful energy. They need it to survive. Remember that thing that used to happen to people when you lay down in bed and something will press you down. You are almost like half conscious. You're very almost aware of your environment. But suddenly you can't move your hand, you can't move your legs, everything is frozen. You can feel your environment, but you can't do anything. You can't even open your mouth to talk. Something is pressing you down in bed. That thing is a huge, terrible, ancestral, satanic manipulation. It happened to me countless times, and I took something out of that during the period that I used to masturbate. I found out that every single time that I masturbated, it was those days that I always had this attack. Even if I have not had it for some months, the moment I masturbated, the thing always happened to me. Why? I kept asking. And I found out much later that the reason that happened to me after masturbation was that every time I masturbated, I gave my human energy, emotional energy to these demons, and they used that to now manifest more powerfully in my environment. Now, depending on the amount or the volume of energy you relinquish to these demons, they can actually manifest physically, because the more of your energy they take in, the more humanistic they become, or the more access they have to your realm, to your environment, to the atmosphere over you. That is access. The emotional energy you give to them, it gives them access to you. And if they can take as much as possible, you even get to a point where they can become more physically, prevalent, and they begin to manifest in some ways that they can even turn on your computers or turn it off. They can turn on the light and turn off the light. They can even take your money. You will lose money in your house. And if it gets even further than that, you might even get to a point where you come down your stairs and you see something pass. They are now coming out physically, because the energy they are taking from you is molding them into physical beings. These are enemies from the pit of hell. For instance, I did a video some time ago about Kundalini Yoga. Kundalini Yoga is one of the worst. In fact, that's the last bus stop of yoga practice. Many people who do yoga don't even know about Kundalini, but a lot of people do know about Kundalini. Kundalini is is the place where you are headed, where you're groomed to get to. In Kundalini Yoga, you are told how to actually invoke, by your mind, imagination, invoke a serpentine demon from the pit of hell. Use your mind to bring it to the base of your spine, and then give it your breath. Give it life so that it will climb through your spinal cord into your brain and enter into your soul and begin to control you. This is the process that you're taking through in Kundalini Yoga. Kundalini means serpent or snake. Go look it up. So when we do this masturbation is a meditative thing. It's meditation. There's no way you can have masturbation without meditating on a particular image or something. Even when people are with their partners, they are meditating with a different image of a different partner that they have been with, or a woman they've seen on the road. Your partner is in front of you, but you're using another image to do it because it takes meditation. You have to meditatively conjure it, and then you dish out this energy to these wicked demons. And because they want to continue to have access to it, they will make sure that whatever will make you give that energy to your partner or to another person, they will frustrate it. So the more you do it, the more you are giving them power to frustrate your relationship, and then to make sure that you don't come close or together with your partner. That is what happened. That's why I said my answer to that sister was an emphatic no. Don't do it. Both of you are in danger. You're destroying your marriage or your relationship. You may even end up not having to marry that person again because you've already started with this. So they're going to continue to make sure that the distance between both of you widens as you continue to do this. If you want to draw closer to your family, if you want your family that has been separated from you for so long to join you very quickly, stop the phone sex with your partner. End it immediately. The masturbation that you're indulging in is what is destroying you. It is what is destroying you. It is messing you up and you're not even seeing it. I know these things can be tough. I know these things can be very, very hard to withstand. You see, when I say these things to us, many people think, oh, Brother Joe has now become so. No, I'm not. I could fall for this anytime. But thank God that since I let it go, it has not come back. Why? Because I have shut out all the avenues through which the devil sends triggers to me. On our online forum, a Telegram online forum, which is called Chastity International Forum, where I teach every week. I had a teaching there, I think it was last Tuesday, and I was talking about how that you need to shut out all the triggers. Everything that could trigger this, don't allow it to happen. You can go on voice call with your partner. You can do something else. Use ordinary phone direct, call the person, but don't do video call. Video call is one tool that the enemy is using now to destroy lives, and we need to destroy that attitude, that behavior. Stop it. Do regular call. If you can't hold yourself talking to your partner or whoever, just do a regular call. It's a sacrifice you have to give to be able to come together with your family. Everything in this world has to do with sacrifices. I understand how this feels. I'm telling you, I know I've experienced this before. You really want to feel close to your partner, but you find out that when you start doing this, you're going to end up being so far apart from her. You're going to end up also indulging in this thing with other people, with other images. You will even indulge in sexual intercourse because the door, once it's open, it opens and brings in too many other things. So you need to stop. I beg of you in the name of God, you need to stop and just pray and trust the Lord. Explain to your partner and say, we have to stop this if we will ever have to get together. And I believe that God will help you and give you the grace to succeed. I fight every day. And you should fight as well. In this battlefield, if you don't fight, you're going to get killed. You'll be taken down. So you need to be up and ready to fight every day. Make that sacrifice. It is worth making. I know that God is going to help you to do it. I just wanted to put this out there because I love you. God bless you.